Hey guys, another Open Dragon Mouth. First of all, ever since my video concerning Jay Badger, I have been getting a lot of comments showing some support, and I really appreciate you guys. It's never easy losing a friend, and actually, it should be me that should be getting this. It should be Jay Badger's family, because I'm sure they are they're being hit harder uh, with this than me. So they should be getting all the support. So, but I do really appreciate it, guys. Um, and as for what's going to happen at Anthrocon, if they do what they usually do when something like this happens involving one of their staff, they'll set up a panel in remembrance of the person who passed. So it's likely that it might happen. The schedule has not been finalized yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I do expect that they will do that this year. So I'll keep an eye out and let you guys know. But yeah, right now it has not been finalized. I do have everything set for Anthrocon, so I'll be ready for that. And one thing I should say before I get into everything here, if you have been with me for a very long time, say about 8 years ago, you remember I was involved in something here on YouTube that I'm not particularly proud of. Furry War, remember where we were being pestered by trolls. We still are on occasion, but not as prevalent as it was back then, because we pretty much matured since then. But you remember that I was teaming up with one other particular YouTube user who was originally called the Black Hand, now known as Tamius the Chipmunk. I got word that he will be there, so this will be the very first time I've ever seen him in person. It's actually been a while since I have talked with him, so yeah, I'll be looking for him. So, but I've already wasted about 3 minutes. So let's talk about some other stuff here. Everybody's still talking about Zootopia. I've already seen multiple fursuits of Judy, Nick, the wolf who has started the howl. But I have now gotten word from Forbes magazine that Zootopia is now the second biggest original movie ever. And just to give you a little perspective, so far, worldwide, it has taken in $991 million worldwide. It has now been released in Japan for a while, and it will be on DVD next week, from what I've been hearing. So I think it's going to be quite a while before anything else gets to that level. Disney still has Finding Dory coming up next month. I don't think it will be as big as Zootopia or even Finding Nemo from years ago. And there's only... oh, by the way, as far as animated films, it is now number 4, right behind Toy Story 3, Minions, and Frozen. Yeah. I was hoping we could beat that. But, as far as non-sequel or prequel, it is 6th biggest behind Alice in Wonderland, Jurassic Park. That includes the 3D reissue, Frozen, Titanic, and the one original movie that has not beat yet, Avatar. So that is quite an accomplishment for Disney to make. So would this not make it their biggest movie ever? Not counting inflation, because I know how everyone loves their other big hit, Lion King. Yeah, that's quite tough to say. I mean, I love both these movies, but the fact that Zootopia, um, an original movie that Disney has made, is this even bigger than Lion King? I would like to hear what you say about this. Let's see. But as you know, I just got, well, it's been about 2 weeks since I got back from Biggest Little Fur Con. I always love going to Reno. And you probably heard in the closing ceremonies in the video, there were, let me bring up the 2016 numbers. These are not exact numbers because they hadn't quite compiled everything. So they're, as you heard, they are now the third largest in the world. So we just passed Further Confusion, which they have been losing steam because they had just slightly lost a bit of attendance. And I believe they have broken 1,000 fursuiters. Like I said, this is only their 4th year, and they have been growing so fast. So AntherCon's got to watch out because I think this is going to be their big rival. So, I mean, AntherCon has already passed 6,000, so Biggest Little Fur Con has already made it halfway through in only 4 years. So, because they're doing so many things right. I mean, I haven't really heard of many other cons implementing a storyline into their theme. Distributing bandanas to represent factions. I even got this poker chip with my faction, Project Greenlight. And so they're doing a lot of stuff right. Not only that, they have an excellent venue where you can get free mini golf, free go-karts. So they pretty much had everything right there. And you got a casino there too. Which, by the way, overall, I always set a limit for me. I come into their casino. I start off with $300, and that's my absolute limit for the weekend. Lost about 200, and I was like, I still got some money. I'll just stop right there and cut my losses and get out of there. But I have been playing for, but I've done pretty well in craps actually, until they raised the minimum limit from $5 to $10. Maybe they saw that we were winning so much because people were winning like crazy on the craps table. On the other hand, they were getting quite a crowd, so I guess they were trying to take advantage of that. I did my hand at slot machines. It wasn't too nice to me, which is why I don't usually play the slots. I did a little bit better in blackjack, but like I said, no matter how much I practice, I can't seem to get any winnings going there. But somehow I did well in Let It Ride. Now, if you've never played the game, it's just 5 card stud, except that you're not really drawing. Everyone gets 3 cards, and you have 3 separate bets. If you have a hand that's going to be winning hand, you say Let It Ride, and you leave all your bets there. If you don't think you're going to win anything, you pull your bets back, and one at a time, the dealer gives out a card that everyone plays. And after 2 rounds of that, you'll get winnings based on what kind of a hand you have. A friend of mine actually won $200 on a 3-card bonus for a straight flush. So he got lucky, and that was his first time playing that game too. Now, if you followed my Twitter feed, I had mentioned that Biggest Little Fur Con placed the whole stream from all their dances. The Saturday night dance, 10 hours long. Now, if you've tried looking for it, now I placed it so it would start with where my set begins. But if you have looked further back, you notice that there was some video. And then it cuts off and it goes to just audio. I do have a story behind that. I was debating on whether I wanted to say what it was or not because I didn't want to start anything. But I'll leave this individual anonymous, so just to respect his privacy. So what had happened? For anyone that was at the dance, you noticed that the lights, the little light show that goes on during the music, those lights had cut off, followed by all the lights coming on. It may have been caught on the video stream and that they had cut off the video part. Apparently, someone had messed with the lighting controls. Because from what I've been hearing, it's an old system, and you can't work it without having some training behind it. Now, I had gone upstairs to get my fursuit on, but I had gotten back just in time just to see that the lights were off, and then all the lights came back on. Now, I didn't notice until the day after, but messing with the controls had done some damage. Now, this had caused this one person to be thrown out of the room. Now, he was trying to be confrontational, and that's why I have to give credit to the security guys, because about 15 minutes before I'm set to go on, the guy tried to stop the dance because he went up and went to the other DJ's turntables and tried to cut off the music. The security guy went up and just about, almost literally, tossed him. But yeah, this guy was really upset that he was being thrown out. But I gave credit for the security guys trying to keep things under control. But everything else went on without a hitch. I had asked the guy whether we were going to continue on. He says we have no plans to stop the dance. I was like, thank God, because I didn't want to haul all my equipment all this way to Reno just for nothing. Because you know how difficult it is to move this. I carried that stuff in my suitcase, and just to make sure that there was no damage, I had to put it in bubble wrap. Because that's $600 worth of equipment I'm carrying. That stuff's not cheap. But yeah, other than that, everything went very smoothly. And like I said, they have placed all the video of the dances if you want to see those. They also got video of some of the other events like the dance competition, the fursuit auction, the opening and closing ceremonies. Go ahead and check those out if you haven't yet. Of course, there's other furs who have placed video, so go ahead and check those out. Oh, by the way, they have not announced a date for next year because they hadn't quite got everything set yet. They haven't even gotten the theme in yet. Okay, I've only gone through 2 topics and I've gone how far in? Almost 15 minutes. Wow, I've been blabbering for so long now. The Ursa Major Awards have been announced, and we got our winners. First up, the Best Anthropomorphic Motion Picture had gone to Inside Out. The runner-up being Shaun the Sheep. Let's see. The best anthropomorphic short film or series? MLP Friendship is Magic. That's pretty much no surprise to me. Best anthropomorphic novel went to Tiger's Eye by Alexander Shaw. Best anthropomorphic short fiction went to The Analog Cat by Alice Huskytear Dryden. Best anthropomorphic other literary work went to Furries Among Us, which was edited by Thurston Howell. The best anthropomorphic graphic story, Two Kinds by Tom Fishbach. The best anthropomorphic comic strip went to House Pets by Rick Griffin. The best anthropomorphic magazine went to Heat, which is edited by Black Tegan and Dark End. Let's see. Best anthropomorphic published illustration goes to the Ursa 21 program book cover, which was made by Kinket. Best anthropomorphic game went to Undertale. And the best anthropomorphic website, Furaffinity. I am sure that some furs would disagree with that. And that's a good segue into the next topic. If you have not already known, Furaffinity, right after BLFC, was put offline temporarily after an attack on their data, which involved users' accounts and submissions going missing. It has since returned, but every single account has their password reset. So if you've not done that yet, go ahead and get your password changed. Now, from what has been reported, someone had copied Furaffinity's source code, which was distributed at Biggest-Little FurCon. And a subsequent attack had deleted profiles, submissions, watches, you name it. So Dragonair had reported that backups had existed, but they were 6 days old. Now, Ink Bunny and Weasel's traffic had spiked 40% since then. Which, by the way, you probably noticed this was also distributed at BLFC. A new website, Furry Network, which is still in its beta stages, but I've taken a look at the website. It looks amazing. Do check that out. It is furrynetwork.com. By the way, I'm not going anywhere on Furaffinity, but there have been reports of users being locked out of their accounts. So, yeah, just some more troubles for Furaffinity right now. But it is back online, but you will have to change your password. Now some furs will either go directly to artists for commissions, or they can go to one of the furry auction sites. So some of the more recent ones, like the Dealer's Den or Furby. Well, there has now been word that Furbid is being sold. Now, this website was founded in 1999, and ever since then, it was one of the main sites to to auction off commissions, suits, whatever. Now it is the domain Furbid.ws that is for sale. Now there's no reason or why that particular domain has been vacated, but the website has been said to have been stopped on December 5th last year. So it's out there if anyone wants it. I don't know who would, but alright, now we're going to get into upcoming events, and I know that I forgot to do it last time. I'm really sorry. I was pretty much in a hurry, which I had listed all of them, but one event wrapping up right now, and that's Confuzzled. The next event will be Califer from the 3rd to the 5th, which will be occurring in SoCal, California. June 4th, Kimono Square, which will be in the Seizuka Prefecture of Japan. 16th to the 19th, Camp Fur in Hope, British Columbia. Then we have, at the same time, Finfur Animus, which will be in Tuusula, Finland. And finally, June 30th to the 3rd of July, the big one, Anthrocon in Pittsburgh. And we'll see if we can go any higher than 6,000. I mean, the official number last year was 6,389. That is huge. It will probably be crazy in Pittsburgh by the time that date comes around, because for anyone who doesn't follow hockey, the Pittsburgh Penguins are in the Stanley Cup Finals right now, and last night they won game number 1. So they're in the lead 1-0. 3 more wins, and they hold the Stanley Cup back to Pittsburgh. It will be crazy if they do win it. So I've been blabbering on for almost 23 minutes. It's been a while since I've done a video that long, but that'll do it for me. This Dragon's Mouth is now closing.